everybody, and welcome to week 12.2 at Chateau de Montmagny. This week we're going to do something very different. You're not going to see any renovation work. What you are going to see is a complete update on the project so far. Talk you through the plans of what there is to do next, where we're going to go from here, and give you a bit of an update at the end on things like the septic tank, the building at the back of the property that we can't get into, about opening the tea room and what we need to do for that. So stay tuned to the end. But before that, we're going to show you where we're at the moment. Starting off here in the garden.
Courtyard. In the courtyard.
Courtyard.
Stroke garden. Garden, courtyard, courtyard, garden.
This is what we call the immediate garden area for the chateau, and this is the area that will be used for the members of the public. We obviously have the parkland as well, and we have the area at the back that will be private for residential. That's the second phase, put in a swimming pool in there, a swimming pool, a swimming pool in there, and dressing that area, which is for residential purpose only, which is the area by the lake. But that's a lot of work to do.
That's an awful lot of work, yeah. But we've done really, really well, I think. And just looking this morning when I came out to have a look at this area, it is such a difference from when we arrived. Take a look and see what you think. But it is not by any stretch of the imagination finished. Gardens, as you know, any gardeners out there will tell you, take years to cultivate and make look beautiful. But we have done an awful lot. We've got 30 tonnes of gravel, and we probably still need some more. But as far as it goes, I think it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and we can't thank enough Sam and Tony and Karen and Dave, who came over on several days and helped us with this, because it really does take a lot of time, as
time and
anybody
effort,
knows.
Graft.
And especially, the weeding. God, the weeding. Anyway, thank you so much to you guys. But the good news is that we've got a deadline now. We've got 4 weeks to try and get this place as good as we possibly can, because we've been asked to host an event, which is quite a big thing for us, isn't it? Lovely thing. We're going to do on the 24th of July, we've been asked to host a cream tea event for a local charity, Open Gardens charity, which is the one, if you remember, that me and Dave were going to play at a few weeks ago. But unfortunately we had absolutely torrential rain, downpour, storm, whatever, and they called it off, which is a shame, because it was in a very, very beautiful arboretum. But what's lovely is that the people we know, Ian and Sheila, as you know, up the road, Ian and Sheila, they are part of this charity, and they asked, would we host it here? And of course, yes was the first answer. It would be lovely, and it's a little bit of us giving back to the community, which is what we've always wanted to do. Yep.
It's something very, very close to Lisa's heart, and something very close to Lisa since I've met Lisa, doing some stuff for charity, giving something back. And it'll be so nice to have people using this place the way that we wanted to attend it. It's a bit of a showcase for us to having people that we don't know necessarily. The party was great, but all those people we had seen it before. Most of them had seen it before. Most of them had come and had known us throughout the months. But this will be people that don't know us and don't know the area, don't know the property, and it will be lovely for that to happen. So that's where it gives us a bit of a boot up the backside.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, terrifying really. Everything is about deadlines at the moment, because we're racing forward into the season, the summer season, and it's all about getting things done.
So we've got 4 weeks to turn this place around to get it as good as we can, which is it's quite interesting to see how far we get. But
I think we've done great so far. We can't thank enough as well all those people that donated to the Buy Me a Coffee page. For the money you've donated, we've been able to buy 3 more parasols. We had 2 that was bought for us by 2 of the patrons. We've bought 3 more parasols, and we've been able to buy 4 tables and 16 chairs. We would like to get a few more tables and chairs before we actually open the tea room so we can have more people, but we'll see, you know, if any money that comes in on the Buy Me a Coffee page will go to that. So yeah, it's really looking
great.
Proper.
It does look, yeah, it does start to look the way we've envisaged it. You know, and we know we've got an awful lot of work to do, but we're getting there, and that's the lovely thing. It's, you know, as somebody says, and it's not a phrase I particularly like, but it's all coming together, and it feels like that. It feels like that. So that's nice.
Now, the reason why we haven't got the parasols up today, even though it's a scorching beautiful day, is because we can't get any bases for the parasols unless we want to spend about 60, 70 quid each, which we don't want to do. So we're going to make them, aren't we?
We're going to give it a go. We're going to see if we can make some concrete bases ourselves.
So that'll be a project next week.
Yeah, so this, you have a little look at that. You know, we'll do that in the, you know, the week or next week or whenever. It's not something we've tried before. I've got a kind of an idea, but both of us, I think we're going to do it together because I think it would be fun to try.
Yeah.
So let's give it a go and see what happens.
But for now, here's some befores and afters. Actually, it's not afters. Let's say it's before and now, because we've still got a long way to go. So before and now of the progress so far on the garden area. Yeah. Take a look. Okay, so we're now in front of the tea room, the main entrance and the tower.
We're going to show you now how far we've come inside.
Now, please, apologies for the recordings of the befores. It is, remember, when we had no electricity, no lighting, and we were working off a very dodgy, broken old phone. So apologies for that. But this was us walking in here. How many, 16 months ago now?
Nearly 16 months
Nearly
ago.
16 months ago, and it was literally the day after we arrived. This was us going in there, doing a little tour of the tea room. Through into the main room. Now this room, I hope, in a long time to come, will turn into the tea room. The chateau is a historical monument, so it'd be really nice to open it to members of the public and have them come in, have a cup of tea with a cake, as us British do. Hi everyone, I thought we'd give you a quick update as we've been here 10 days now. The water is still off. We still haven't been able to find the water meter where it comes into the house. So as you can see, that's why we've got our hats on. No showers still for 10 days, getting a bit smelly. But electric's on, thank God for that, so we can charge stuff up. Now, obviously with the coronavirus and the lockdown period, we have no availability of any tradesmen coming in. And if any of you know me and Ted, we are not going to sit down and wait for that to happen. So we decided the best thing to do is to try and prepare the house as much as we can, so that when lockdown's over, we can get tradesmen in and we can get going. So if you saw the last video of the tour of the internal part of the chateau, you would see that there was loads of rubbish absolutely everywhere left from the last 600 years. We found some amazing treasures, and we're going to put another video on just detailing all of their treasures that were found. But we have cleared out the whole of the ground floor, we've cleared out the whole of the second floor in 3 days, so that's brilliant. Now if you remember this room in particular that we want to be the tea room, Ted, if you just come over here, this room, if you remember, was actually covered in all of this red fabric, lovely red fabric. It was all damp, very wet and horrible. So we ripped that off the walls, and we then got to this stage over here. So after ripping it off the walls, this is what we found. And as you can see, most of the stuff behind it just started to flake off. So starting on the wall over here, we decided to pull it all off because we want to see the raw stone anyway. And this is what we ended up with up here after pulling it all off. And then today, we've spent the day literally trying to clear out all of the old render from the stones to take it back to the raw stone and make it ready so that we can then do, and I think it's called creping, but don't hold me to that, but it's limestone mortar to put back on the walls, inside the holes, and still have the raw stone showing, but make it look a lot better and make sure it's breathable. So I think we've done pretty well in a few days. Come back, and hopefully by the end of next week this whole room will be finished and we'll be back to the raw stone. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Welcome to our tea room. It actually looks like a tea room now. I'm so excited. Sorry, getting really excited about this room because it really is coming to life now. And now we've got the tables and chairs. You saw us last week renovating these tables and chairs that we found in the barn. We do want to get another table that we're going to put here, which will have 4 seats. And we need to go to the Brocante, see if we can get something similar to these stalls. And then Ted is going to make some smaller tables, 3 that will go here, that will house just 2 people. House? Seat?
Seat.
2 people. But yeah, it's really coming along. So this stuff was all renovated from the barns. We had this originally. The chairs, I don't know if you remember, the big throne chairs that we got from a Brocante a long time ago that's been sitting in the barn. And if you remember this fireplace, the way it looked before and the way it looks now, and in the winter when we have this roaring, it's just fabulous. I love it. Obviously the mirrors that we got from Sheila and Ian, and we renovated them, they look fantastic on the wall. This old dresser here, which this is brilliant, and Julie and Mick, thank you so much. I know we're only have it on loan, but I think it just looks superb in here. So friends of ours, Julie and Mick, from when we was in Wisbeach, neighbours of ours, had a load of this old furniture in their garage that they had been given by somebody, but it didn't fit their house. They had a little cottage and it wouldn't fit in there. So when we was coming out to France, they said, we've got the perfect furniture that you can take with you, and we brought it over with us. And I just think it's fabulous. So I've got all my glasses on there. Thank you to everybody from our gift registry page that bought us some glasses. All our glasses are on here. Cutlery's all in the drawer. Serving platters all down here ready to get out. That lovely Paul, thank you so much. Brought from our gift registry. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I think this looks lovely, really lovely. And I'm just so pleased. I wasn't originally going to put this in here, didn't think of having it in here. I had a completely different vision for the tea room. And it was Ted that then come up with the idea, well, why don't we put the big throne chairs here and put the dresser in here? And as soon as he said it, it was like, God, yeah, you know, that would be great, because it's somewhere that we can put all of our serving stuff all ready to get out and dress the tables when the tea room's open. Obviously, Ted made all of the bar area out of reclaimed wood, made all of the shelving. You know, this room has come together by a load of hard work, hasn't it, baby?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you remember the way the walls were when we first came in here, and just that red hessian, the cement underneath, and the hours, the painstaking hours it took
you
to
just,
get that
you know,
off.
I know, you know, we both worked really, really hard, but this is a monumental achievement by you, that you know, I think I probably stuck about a square foot of mortar in these walls. The rest of it was done by you, and I just take my proverbial hat off to you. It was an astonishing big...
Everything. The way they've been cleaned up.
There is stuff to do. There is still things to do in here. You know, little snagging list. We've got our snagging list. It was so funny. We had a little visit this morning from the people. We were talking about the charity. They came by and had a quick look. And I said to the gentleman there, Tim, yeah, we've got our snagging list. He said, snagging list? He said, I've got a snagging book.
I think we've got the end of it.
And I think we'll probably be down that road. But it is just...
Much. You know, there is... We've still got a box in the pipework, but obviously we will update you later on the leak from upstairs, because that is still a problem, and that's why this isn't boxed in yet. Once we sort the leak out, that will be boxed in. And a few little finishing touches, but yeah, it looks like a tea room now, or bistro, whatever you want to call it. People keep reminding me that people in France don't drink tea. However, we have been informed that it is becoming a lot more popular nowadays. But it will be a bistro. I call it a tea room because I only drink tea. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody who has bought on the My Gift registry page and given to the Buy Me a Coffee page, because that is money that has paid for us to be able to buy just the little bits like the crockery, the cutlery, you know, the bottle openers, things like that, which you just don't think about, but it all adds up. You know, €2 here, €4, it just all adds up. But I'm just so pleased that this room, there is so much in it that we have restored, that we found in the barn, and being able to bring the walls back to life. And yeah, I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so now we'll go through to the hallway and the downstairs apartment. Big surprise. Okay.
So we're going to come through into the hallway. I'm just going to update you a little bit. This here, we always thought we'd keep open. We've got the hinges in the wall, so we're going to put a door on it. Don't know how it's going to be done, but we're going to put a door on it. So you obviously remember this was, you know, I can't bear the thought of looking at it, what it was. There was crumbling plaster, there was this, that and the other. You know all about that. We put the little bathroom in there. That was such a real achievement for me and Lisa, because we pretty much did that on our own. There was a bit more. We still got to box in the fuse board. That's got to be done. But the hallway, Lisa did a beautiful job of rendering the hallway. And this is the thing. She's done the lime mortaring between the stones, but she just went, well, I'm going to render this. I'm going to properly render this. And she's done such a brilliant job. Cleaned all the beams, cleaned the doors. We've had the light fitting put on. We did the ceilings. We knocked this ceiling out in an afternoon. It was so brilliant because we've learned how to do it. And the other day, I thought to myself, no, I've got, you know, there's silly little jobs that I've got to do. And one of them was putting all the architrave on. And you know, because we don't like to make it easy for ourselves, I made all the architrave. So this is, again, this is all made out of floorboards, ripped down on the table saw, and then put a nice little profile on my little router table. Done, you know, so you've got
2, 4, 6, 8, probably 10 metres worth, just ripped down, done that, you know, and made some little skirting board. Lisa's waxed it all, so it looks really, really nice. Waiting for the door, which is in the workshop, gluing up at the moment. So that's all done. Come and have a look in here, because it's a bit special, I think.
I nearly fell down the step then.
So you will have seen how we did this. You know, we did this and we dressed it and we put our bed in. We moved in it a couple of 3 weeks ago. No, a couple of weeks ago. And have a look at the shots of when this was before, because you would not believe what this was like before. If you've never seen it, go back and check out the videos of me. Go back and check out this, you know, this, because the difference is astonishing from our point of view. Visit to the Bracan. Visit to the Bracan. This here, this little lovely little chest, again, this is Julia and Mick. God, it just was made for that area, just like the dresser was made for there. This was made for here. We found this down at our local Bracan, Maximums in Saint-Sulpice. It's just a little bit of wrought iron work, just fits. Stick it on the wall, looks great. This canopé, now I'm taking credit for this canopé because we saw this again at our favourite Bracan, and it was, you know, probably more than we wanted to spend, and Lisa was thinking, I'm not spending that money when I've got to refurb it. But look at the colour. The colour is absolutely perfect. The work in this, you know, oh God, I would love to be able to make furniture like this. It's so beautiful. This again, I'm going to take credit for. This, look at that. That just, you know, to be able to have furniture this big in your house is just brilliant. Look at that top, all carved. The finials, just so beautifully turned. You know, I don't think it's terribly old, but it's probably one of the best mirrors I've ever seen, because you can actually see, me being just under 6 foot, I can see my entire self in that mirror. It's just brilliant. And it's just, you know, it's shelving. It's not, you know, I wouldn't say anything. I had to make a couple of shelves, but I found an old worktop in the barn and ripped them out. And, you know, this is the thing. I found this old table. There was one that we had in the barn next door, and I ripped out the shelves, and I realised that it's fronted by a bit of oak, and it's got oak veneer on it, so it came up lovely. And I've used it for shelves. You think, oh, well, you should have used it for someone else. No, it's going to be shelves. We've done all the skirting. Lisa has painstakingly done this fire, gilded the fire. You know, beautiful, tiled the hearth. Still got to put a little bits, again, still tiny little bits of finishing touches, but most of the time it's in. This was her absolutely labour of love. So you've got your fleur-de-lis and your swags, you call them, don't you? Swags. Yeah, so these are made out, would you believe, these are made out of polymer clay and plaster of Paris strips that you normally have when you break your arm. I'm knocked out by the way she did that. It just, I think the more I look at it, the more I love it. I think it's brilliant. We know, you know, I made the bed, but then somebody who was holding the camera made it look beautiful. And with this cloth and the way she's made the pillows and the bed crown and dressed it all, I think it looks amazing. I really, really just think. And next to the blue, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. God, we're good at this. You know, that blue against the cream, you know, this material, it's just beautiful. This bureau, 60 euros. 60 euros. You couldn't buy a timber for 60 euros. Timber prices apparently have gone through the roof. Because you know why? It's because everybody's been doing home improvements because they've been sitting around, you know. you know, haven't been unfortunately been able to work and things like that. So everybody's gone and bought loads of timber and done their gardens up. €60. It is beautiful, beautifully done, beautifully made. Okay, so we come over to this area where you've got the kitchen, which is again, we've done that. You know, Lisa did all the painting, I did all the boarding, Lisa done all the painting, I put the tiles up, we made the worktops, we plumbed it all in. We've done those lovely little features like the pop-up extension cables. Good there. We even put a few little cups up, made it look, just to address it a little bit. I made the worktop and the breakfast bar. There is now the fridge in it. It needs a shelf in it. We've got another little pop up there. These windows. So we've got the pelmets. Lisa's made the curtains. Lisa made them. I made the pelmet. She dressed the pelmet. Got a couple of little stalls in there. Just for because we're living here. You know, we're living here. So we just want that, and it's so lovely. We had a breakfast here a couple of days, and it's just so nice being able to sit in your place where you live. You know, we've made this window seat that was going to be a blanket box for starters. How do we do it? How do we cover up all that pipe work? We've done all that. We've now done the surround on that. Lisa's made all the cushions. Again, I made the pelmet. She dressed the pelmet. She made the curtains. This is how we work. We work together. So she's done all the windows. All the windows. You remember the windows? This is orange. This wall was orange. The window was red. That window was yellow. Now, I'm not averse to a bit of colour, but come on. You know, so that is just, it is incredible the difference that this is, you know. And we have been in here for what? A couple of weeks now. And I've never slept so well in my life.
Oh, it's been great.
Absolutely lovely. The brilliant thing about this is we know we get 30-degree heat here. And this room is significantly cooler.
It's lovely.
Because it's east facing, we don't have the sun all the time. So you only get the sun in the morning, which is glorious, absolutely beautiful in the morning. And then obviously we've got the bathroom, which you've seen, you know, and you know, which we are both so proud of. So proud of. You know, the barn door, again, is gluing up in the thing. It will be on very, very soon. You know, and that will then completely finish this room. Again, as I said, we've got little things to do, little things to finish off. But as far as it goes, from the amount of time that we've been here and the state of this place beforehand, I just pat us both firmly on the back.
We've got one more thing that they haven't seen yet.
What's that then?
The robe.
The robe.
So would you like to model a robe?
So this is a thing that
you can see I was wearing it this morning because it's rolled up.
Yeah, so we want to make people stay here as comfortable as possible. And so I think these are going to be rather lovely, don't you think? They're so snug and so... and not a finished design, probably, but monogrammed.
CDM.
CDM. And I'll tell you what, it's rather lovely.
Now, we have only bought one of these because they're quite expensive.
The thing is...
They're €74 each.
Well, that's the thing. So they are... But that's the thing. I think when we realise, you know, that you do want to give people an experience, and like I've said before, like we've all said before, it is a 14th century property, but you don't want to live in the 14th century. I'm sure they didn't have these in the 14th century. But to come out of that beautiful bathroom after having a lovely rainfall shower, to get in one of these and lounge about in the bed.
So what we want to do is eventually have 2 of these in each apartment.
2 of these in each apartment.
And once we get enough money in the Buy Me a Coffee page, then we'll buy some more.
Okay. Well, that's, you know, I tell you what, that's the sort of thing that, I don't know about you, the viewing public, but that's the sort of thing that, to me, I go like, oh, them robes in the room, it was so lovely.
Got slippers as well. We bought slippers, didn't we?
I think some round the corner here. Slippers that don't fit my feet.
No, but I had bought a medium size, so we get.
You can get bigger sizes, can you?
Oh yeah, you can get different sizes.
Oh right, okay. Because they've never been. We used to go to a spa, and they never used to fit me either. Yeah. And I'm sure they used to say, "Oh yes, they're a large size, sir."
No, you can get bigger sizes.
Yeah, right. I reckon. But anyway, this. This room, and this is the thing I will say, final thing, this room is me and Lisa.
Teamwork.
In its entirety. In its entirety. The only thing we have not done, and as we've said many times before, is the electricity. The electricity has been done so we can get that signed off. So because obviously it's going to be eventually, this is going to be an apartment for people to come stay at. But at the moment, this is ours, and I'm so proud of us. I love it. I love it. If we were to do it in our own house, I don't think I would have done it any different.
So, now you've had a walk through, it's time for us to give you a bit of an update on all the things that are going on over the next couple of months, really.
Get your face out. What you doing? No, you don't have this.
You've got a box of broken biscuits, Daddy.
Shall I do my biscuit joke? This used to be a biscuit because it's an ex-biscuit.
That's all we could afford now is a box of broken biscuits from B&M.
B&M. Broken biscuits.
So,
broken biscuits.
First update, septic tank.
Yeah. Apologies, I'm just eating my ex-biscuit. Right. So the FOSS septic, again, not great. We had the permeability test, and the guy said to Lisa, because I was over in the workshop, your ground does not want to drink. Which, sorry for not telling you that in French. However, it means that we cannot have a traditional FOSS septic with a filter bed. We have to have what they call a sand filter, which is not more work, but of course it's more money. The reason for that is because you have to dig an enormous great hole in the region of 6 metres square by about 1.5 metres deep, and you fill it full of different grades of sand. And then the water comes out of the septic tank and filters through the sand filter and out. And we thought, okay, fine, we can deal with that. But it gets worse. So the thing we were going to have, first of all, in the traditional one was what they call an épandage, a filter system, a filter bed. We can't have that, but what we have to have is one of those as well as the sand filter. So, as you can see, not only do we have 2 things to now do, we've got 2 more lots of pipe, so much more stone. So the thing is that what we're going to do, because we're going to do this ourselves, we were going to claw back some money to finish, or to at least get apartment 3 into a good state. That money, we are thinking now, is gone because of the septic tank. So all that money we were thinking we were clawing back, we probably won't be able to do that now, which is a massive blow. However, there is some good news. Would you like to tell them, darling?
Yes, so as much as we won't be able to do apartment 3 and rent out apartment 3, we have launched our sales on Airbnb. So apartment 2, the Jean-Pierre suite, is now up, ready for bookings on the Airbnb, and will be available to book from the 1st of September, which is brilliant news.
Which is fantastic.
I was so excited when it went live. Yeah, really excited that it went live. And
thanks to Michael for coming down and showing Lisa how it works, it works, and uploading it, and it's brilliant. It looks really, really good on there.
And at the moment I'm working on the website so that people can also book direct on the website. Hopefully a couple more weeks that should be up and running. But yeah, that's great news. It's another step forward. As much as we would have loved to have had, you know, apartments 2 and 3 on the first floor up there to be able to rent out, we're not going to be able to have the money to do that. You know, we've got materials that we can start on apartment 3. There's just no way that we've got any money to be able to afford to finish it. So that is going to have to wait until we get some income coming in. But it's great news. It's on Airbnb. I'll put the link in the description so you could go and take a look. And it would also be interesting, even if you're not looking to come and book and come out here, it'd be great to get your view on what it looks like on Airbnb, the descriptions, if there's anything I've missed that you think I should add. We do have, so that'll be 1st of September, we're taking bookings from public. But we do have some visits going to be taking place before that. Patrons obviously get some perks, and one of the perks is that they can come out here and test it out before that. So we've got a few of our patrons coming out.
That's coming out.
That's going to test out the apartment before the 1st of September, which will be great. It'll be really lovely, especially the fact that they have seen it from the way it was in the beginning to what it is now. It'd be great to see what their response is and what they think of it. I know you've seen it all on film, but for somebody to see it in the flesh will be really, really good. And it'll be good for us to have people testing that out so that we can make sure before any members of the public come that it's all in working order, that we haven't forgotten to put anything in there that is essential that needs to be in there. So that's good news. That's great. I can't wait for that, actually. That would be absolutely brilliant. The other news is obviously events as well. You know,
not only do we have the event on the 24th, we also have
another event.
We do. It is an event that the Mayor has actually asked us to host. It's a couple of days in September, and we will get the name of the couple of days. It's a particular thing that happens over in France in that time. And she said, I would like to use your place to host this event, but also for my father, as you know, Jean-Pierre, to come down and do guided tours of the place, obviously in French. And, you know, we will, if we get any English people, we will do
the English tours.
Do the English tours for them. But that's a huge thing. It's a huge thing for us to be asked by the Mayor to host an event. I think it's so lovely because it makes us feel part of the community as well.
And also, you know, the Mayor Sophie, she's a lovely lady, and we've got on really well with her. And in the very beginning, she said all the right things, and you know, she was very excited about this place. And we know that it's a very big thing for any village to have restaurants, bars, cafes, but to have a historical monument that's open to the public as well is a really big thing, and it does draw in tourism. So for her, in her status as Mayor, to have an opening of another historical monument is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it was just lovely that it has come to fruition. She has asked us to host her first event, and yeah, that'll be really exciting. And it just means that also it will draw French people, the locals, and any sort of, you know, residents in the supporting areas to this place, and show them what it's all about. And we'll be able to hopefully get them coming back as paying customers to the tea room.
That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely.
And as a cafe, and have it as a thriving sort of business within the community, which will be really great. Really great.
That's very important, because it's not just about, you know, outside tourism. It's about, you know, the local people feeling that they can enjoy this place as well.
We had a gentleman, Tim, as well, who's part of the Open Gardens, that came this morning for a site check, who got very excited because he is part of a theatre group, and they don't really have anywhere that they can do their performances. And when we started telling him about the second phase and the venue, he got very excited, didn't he?
He did. It's brilliant because, you know, I think, you know, forgive me, Tim, if you watch this, but I think we're on the same wavelength, me and you. And I know Lisa wants various things which we've got to have discussions about, because I think Tim was really keen to just move everything in and set it up straight away.
Just get going.
Yeah, get going. But, you know, we have, they've got a lot of really good stuff and some, it seems, some really, really good contacts. So that is, I'm really excited about that. You know, I'm excited about getting the venue up and running. You know, it's something that is going to be really difficult with our money situation. And we, you know, we do understand that there is a time scale, and we do understand that there's a, you know, a limit to what we can do with the budget, because the important thing is to get the apartments ready so we can generate that income. But I do get, like me and Lisa do, we get to the point where we, you know, our heads go down when we get things like the Fosse Septique. But then when you get people like that coming by and giving you ideas and giving you, and you know, making things possible, you know, we get more excited than that than we do about getting down. There is no point in sitting here, you know, getting miserable about stuff that you kind of can't control.
Yep.
Get excited about what possibly you can do. That's the best thing.
So the other update is the opening for the tea room and the apartments. Now, obviously, we've spoken about the apartments being on Airbnb and ready to rent out for the 1st September. The tea room's another story. As much as, you know, the tea room's pretty much ready. It's just the boxes and the pipes, and we could open it as a tea room, and that would be lovely to do for the summer months. However, it's not as simple as that. So first thing is licensing. We have to get the licensing to be able to open the tea room. I have to go through 8 days of training course. That's 8 weekday days of training course, full days. And one, it comes at a cost. It's about €1,200 to be able to do the course itself. You don't get the licensing, you just do the course to allow you to apply for the licensing. It also means that 8 days of my time I've got to take out of renovation to do the course. And it's trying to book that in, which has been the biggest pain, because we didn't know what was happening with the Fosse Septique and when that was going to happen. Now we know the Fosse Septique is going to happen on the 5th, the week commencing the 5th. We know that after that week I can then book myself into these courses. But again, it is a cost. And that money is going to come from our Patreon's page. They are the ones that are going to fund the licensing course. We then have to have the permission from the mayor, which obviously we know is going to be fine. But we also have to have an inspection. We have to get the Chambre de Métier to come back and inspect the property and just check that all the regulations are there, tell us anything else we need. So if there's any, you know, fire exit signs, any signs that we need to put up, any extra precautions we need to put in place, obviously with COVID. That needs to happen after I've done the course. And then it comes down to the licence. Now, we've done a lot of work in investigating how we get licences. Now, licences, you can get 1, 2 and 3. Now, 2 and 3 have actually been amalgamated now and into 1. Now, to be able to have a 3 licence is fine. It means we can serve tea, coffee, light drinks and food in the tea room, and we can get that from the mayor, no problem.
Anything up to 18% alcohol volume.
Yeah, 18% alcohol volume. What it means is we can't sell spirits. Now, for spirits, we need a licence for, and that is what the mayor wanted us to have, a full licence. However, they're very hard to come by in France. You can't just apply for them. You have to buy them from people that have existing licences. And it comes at quite a high cost. They region anything from 4,000 up to tens of thousands, depending on what area you're in. So, yeah, that's a high cost that we're not going to be able to foot at the moment. So it does mean that as long as I get the courses done, we get the permissions and all the inspections done and everything is fine, we can then apply for a licence 3, which means that we can open the tea room. So as much as I would love the tea room to be open for the summer, Probably not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen.
1st of September, we are looking at the tea room and the apartment being open. Which is great, you know, it means that we have got, what have we got, July, August, oh God, 2 months.
Oh yeah.
Oh Christ. Okay, maybe that's not such good news. Means we've got 2 months.
Yeah, I mean 2 months, and we got 4 weeks to do one event,
Yeah.
and I've got 6 weeks to do other things.
Yeah.
So it's full on,
Yeah.
full days, no days off, this, that, the other.
So, what's coming up? Obviously, from the 5th, we've got the septic tank going in. Next week, we're going to spend most of our time doing déchetterie runs. So next week, you may not get a proper sort of week's renovation video.
I think we should probably do some sort of instructional videos on that sort of thing, the déchetterie runs and all that. I know it's a little bit boring for people who possibly aren't out here or don't have houses and stuff like that, but I think it would be beneficial to a lot of people.
Know the process.
Yeah, just know the process of what you have to do and what you can and what you can't take and all that sort of thing. You know, we do a bit of that.
Yeah, so that'll be next week, and then it will be the Frost Septique, which will be a whole week of literally hard graft. And hopefully I'm going to do a week of like time-lapsing and show the whole process of it going in. After that, hopefully I will have booked on the course and I'll be doing my courses. And then it will be literally trying to get this place ready for that 24th, for that first event, won't it? And we'll do a bit of footage on the event, which will be lovely. I can't wait for that, actually. Very excited. Very nervous, but very excited.
Yeah. I'm very nervous about everything. I'm very nervous about absolutely everything. You know, I'm terrified of everything. So, yeah. You know, but I'm sure it will be brilliant. And we'd just like to say, you know, again, a massive thank you for enabling us to do and to get this far, because without your support, I don't think we would have got this far. I really don't. You know, it's
not just
brilliant.
You know, it's obviously from you watching the ads, it's the money, but it's the encouragement and the comments you send. Just have us in fits, have us in tears. You know, just they're brilliant, aren't they?
You know, the midweek. I'd just like to say the midweek video we put out, a Bracant visit. If you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it because it's quite nice. And you know. This video you've seen the furniture in situ, but I just wanted to say from my personally the amount of positive comments from people was just overwhelming. It was absolutely brilliant. I felt so proud and privileged to have you lot, you know,
as our friends.
As our friends and, you know, extended family. Thank you so much for all that. Thank you for your support, your continued support. It just gets us through. It just gets us through. It's brilliant.
So, you're up to date, you know where we're at, and you know where we're going.
Yeah.
We need to crack on.
I don't know whether we know where we're going.
But thank you guys. Keep checking in, and we'll see you all soon.
Farm it out, share it, subscribe, like it, do whatever you do, because all of it is great. Thank you so much.
Love to all. Take care. Stay safe, everyone.
See you next week.
Bye.
Brilliant.
That was a take, baby.
You need to crack on. You got a lot of work to do.
God, 2 months. Shit. Why did I think it was 3 months?
We would like to say a huge thank you to all of our supporters, from our patrons to our GoFundMe donors, the people that are buying us a coffee on Go Buy Me a Coffee, and you, our subscribers, each week watching the adverts for us to give us a little bit of income each month. Even if it just adds up to a bag of sand, it all helps. Take care, everyone. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
Can't stand to hear you say those words, baby, goodbye. much more. Always really knew what I was looking for. Someone to share my dreams, someone to follow me.